Hey guys, your favorite YouTuber back again! While I was away, I've been playing a lot of video games. One of these games I happened to stumble across was Roblox's TTK testing. TTK stands for Time to Kill, and that's exactly what we're going to do. This video is a review of the game as well as every single item and map within it. So sit down, get some popcorn, and enjoy the video. Let's start out with going over the primary weapon system. Whenever you deploy into the free-for-all, you get two weapons, a primary and a secondary. You also get two equipment slots, but we'll go over that later. Let's start out with the BR5. This gun deals 34 damage, has a fire rate of 690 RPM, and has a magazine of 30 bullets. The BR5 is the default weapon you start with when you join the game for the first time. This gun comes with an optic, a muzzle, a handguard, and a grip, each adding to the gun's total weight. The original plan was for me to spend 10 minutes with each weapon and decide which ones I liked. I ended up spending 15 minutes with this gun just because I like it so much. The gun has a nice, snappy, assault rifle feel to it, just like any default gun in any other video game. Here's me getting some kills with the BR5. The next primary gun I want to talk about is the 12 gauge shotgun. This shotgun has 8 pellets, each dealing 37 damage. It has a fire rate of 210 RPM and a magazine of 6 shells. This gun shoots ridiculously fast for a shotgun, as you'll see later. Even though the gun has a crazy fast fire rate, I still really hate this weapon. Its range is awful, its hip firing is terrible, and in order to hit anything, you need to use a scope on a shotgun. The 3 maps in the game currently are not meant for shotgun use. Close combat isn't often the way to go, and the 12 gauge is a horrible option in my opinion. I died a lot more with this weapon than all the other ones, so here's a montage of some of the kills. Next up is the PDW5. This thing's got 34 damage, 740 RPM, and a magazine of 30 bullets. The PDW5 has 3 attachments, an optic, a handguard, and a muzzle. It also happens to be the only gun in the game with a laser. This one feels a lot like the BR5 in that it's just a standard fast-firing AR. The recoil is really manageable, the scope feels good to use, an all-around solid choice. The final primary weapon I want to talk about is the UM45. This thing deals 31 damage, has a fire rate of 600 RPM, and has a magazine size of 25 bullets. The UM45 has 4 attachments, an optic, a grip, a side rail, and a muzzle. Although this weapon is classified as an SMG, it has a much slower fire rate than the other 2 assault rifles in this video. Although the fire rate is really slow, I do not think the damage really compensates for it. So I have to say I'm not a huge fan of this weapon. Oh, and guys, look at this cool montage I made! Now let's move on to secondary weapons. Obviously, the secondary weapons aren't going to be as powerful as the primary weapons. Only 2 of them are released right now, so let's go take a look at them. The first one on the list is the KX-9. This semi-auto carbine deals 27 damage, has a fire rate of 750 RPM, and has a magazine of 30 bullets. Now there's only 2 attachments for this one. It's got an optic and a mod. The mod is basically just where you can choose if it's semi-automatic or fully automatic, but you have to pay a hefty price for it to be fully automatic. Here's me getting some kills with the KX-9. The second secondary and the final gun I want to talk about is the RX-18. This thing is horrible. It is just a pistol. The RX-18 deals 37 damage, has a fire rate of 460 RPM, and has a magazine size of 17 bullets. As for the attachments, it's got an optic, a muzzle, and a rail. It also has virtually 0 recoil control. I swear your screen will be going all over the place while using this weapon. This is truly a pain to use, so here's some kills for you. The final item I want to talk about is the flashbang grenade. This is the only piece of equipment available right now in the game. Seeing as there are 2 slots, I'm sure many more will be added. When you spawn in, you get 2 grenades. When you throw the grenade, you have about a second to look away. If you manage to do so, you may blind your opponent and not yourself. But if you don't look away fast enough or are too close, you'll still be hit by the blindness. I don't find it particularly useful, only because the person who shoots first is usually the one that wins. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the maps. Currently, there are 4 different ones you can play right now. There's Threshold, Institute, Signal, and a special form, Signal Night. Signal Night is the exact same map as Signal, except you use your night vision instead of regular vision. The other 2 are underground and therefore do not need a night variant. They all feel like good standard maps, with plenty of peek around corners for really cool interactions. My personal favorite is Signal, because it's outside, you have a lot of room to run around, and it was also the first map I ever played. I really hope the developers add more outdoor maps in the future. Well, you've made it to the end of the video. Huge thanks to IsDoomed and RandomVids1256 on stream for helping me make this video. I'm live every night 8 PM EST on my Twitch. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day.